AI startup ideas. Right now is one of the most exciting times in history to start building with artificial intelligence. We're living through a technological wave that's moving faster than almost any before it. Every few months, sometimes even every few weeks, we see major new tools, breakthroughs, and possibilities. Things that felt like science fiction just a year ago are now available to anyone with a laptop and an internet connection. Honestly, how many of you have tried out a new AI tool in the last month? If you've already imagined building something with it, that's the power of this moment. We're not just spectators in this wave, we're potential builders of it. But here's the thing, the biggest challenge for founders and builders isn't always the coding. It's not the data, it's not even the infrastructure. The hardest part is actually much simpler and much more human. Finding the right idea to build around. Because ideas are what determine whether your startup becomes just another short-lived project, or something that truly creates value, something that can scale and last. So in this talk, we're going to explore how to generate great AI startup ideas that are ambitious, imaginative, and practical. We'll look at traps to avoid, strategies to uncover hidden opportunities, and lessons from both successful and failed AI startups. My goal is simple, that you walk away not just inspired, but equipped with a framework for spotting the right idea for you. The danger of lazy ideas. Let's start with the first trap. Lazy ideas. We've all seen them. You watch a flashy AI demo on social media. Or maybe you and some friends win a hackathon with a cool prototype, and suddenly you think, hey, this could be a startup. But here's the danger. If dozens or even hundreds of other people can build the same demo in a weekend, you don't actually have an edge. You're just one of many. Lazy ideas feel exciting in the moment, but they don't hold up under real scrutiny. They're often trend-driven, copycat, and most customers, they don't care enough to pay for them. Remember the wave of AI for resume screening startups? It seemed obvious. Companies get tons of resumes, AI can sort them. Dozens launched, almost all died. Why? No defensible edge. No deep integration with HR, no solution for the real pain points. Audience challenge. Here's a test. If you can explain your idea in one sentence and people immediately say, oh yeah, I've heard of 3 other startups doing that, that's a warning sign. The lesson? If your idea is easy to copy or solves a shallow problem customers can live with, it won't sustain. The best AI startups often feel harder at first. They might look obscure, even boring to outsiders, but they solve deep, painful problems. So, how do you find those deeper ideas? Start with your unique edge. Ask yourself, what do I know that most people don't? It might come from your work experience, healthcare, finance, logistics. It might come from a personal frustration or from a rare mix of skills. Imagine someone who worked in auto finance. They know the pain of slow manual loan payment processing. They also know how heavily regulated that industry is. That person is perfectly positioned to build AI that automates back office processes in a compliant way. Not something you stumble onto if you've never touched auto finance. Or maybe you blend software and hardware expertise. Suddenly you can tackle robotics or manufacturing problems pure software folks would never attempt. Here's something I recommend. Sit down and make a list. What industries do you know inside out? What workflows feel painfully slow? What rare skills do you have that don't usually come together? And don't underestimate what feels ordinary to you. Your boredom is someone else's billion-dollar blind spot. Now, what if you're sitting here thinking, I don't really have an edge yet? That's okay. The answer is simple. Go out and explore other worlds. One of the best ways to find ideas is immersing yourself in industries outside your bubble. Spend a day in a dentist's office. Watch how they juggle records and insurance. Visit a trucking company. See how dispatchers manage routes. Or take a short-term role in medical billing. Not to build a career, but to learn from the inside. Here's a challenge. For the next 30 days, once a week, shadow or interview someone outside of tech. A teacher, a nurse, a warehouse worker. Ask them, what's the most repetitive part of your day? Write it down. Patterns will emerge fast. This is where curiosity pays off. By stepping into other people's shoes, you'll spot inefficiencies ripe for AI. A friend of mine shadowed nurses in a hospital for a week. He noticed they spent hours entering data into electronic health records, hours that pulled them away from patients. That one observation turned into an AI medical scribe startup, which is scaling rapidly today. You don't have to be an expert in every industry, but you do need to be curious, humble, willing to learn. Now, let's balance that with the opposite principle. Because while many great ideas come from fixing inefficiencies, the biggest breakthroughs come from thinking bold, imaginative. Efficiency matters, but magic matters too. Ask yourself, would I be excited to work on this for the next 10 years? Because startups are hard. There will be setbacks, pivots. If your idea doesn't light you up inside, you'll burn out before you succeed. Some of the fastest growing AI startups didn't just shave minutes off a process. They opened up entirely new possibilities, like startups letting non-technical people create software just by describing what they want. Months of coding replaced by plain English. That's not just efficiency, that's magic. Henry Ford didn't say, let's make horses faster. He imagined something entirely new, the automobile. The biggest AI opportunities aren't faster horses, they're cars where there used to be horses. So when you're evaluating your idea, don't just ask, does this save time? Also ask, does this feel like the future? Of course, not every AI startup succeeds, and the failures are just as instructive as the wins. Some fail because the tech can't deliver. Big claims, glossy pitch decks, but when customers try it, it just doesn't work. Others fail because they chase hype without substance. A slick demo, but no real problem solved. Remember the chatbot wave in 2016? Dozens of AI customer service startups, most collapsed in 2 years, the tech wasn't ready, the use cases weren't clear, and customers didn't stick. But failure isn't wasted if you treat it as data. Every failed experiment is a map. It narrows the path until you find the right one. The key lesson? Make sure your product actually works and solves a real problem, because no amount of marketing or fundraising can cover up a hollow product for long. Persistence is key. Here's one more truth: most founders don't land on their winning idea right away. Look at history. Slack started as a failed game. YouTube, a dating site. They didn't fail because they pivoted. They succeeded because they kept going until they found what worked. So treat idea discovery as research, not a one-time event. Explore, talk to users, build quick experiments, iterate. Persistence and continuous learning are what separate dreamers from builders. Let's end with a few guiding principles to carry with you. Live at the edge. Be an early experimenter with new AI tools. That's where fresh possibilities live. Talk to smart people, not just about tech. Ask about their frustrations, their bottlenecks. Listen deeply. Look where work is outsourced. If companies pay humans to do repetitive tasks at scale, that's a strong AI signal. Value access. Sometimes your edge isn't a skill, it's access. Insider views others can't see. So here's the takeaway. You won't find your best idea by chasing hype or waiting for inspiration to strike. Instead, go deep. Dive into your experiences. Explore other people's worlds. Combine bold imagination with solving real problems. The best AI startup ideas are practical and magical. They scale quickly because they're rooted in reality. And they inspire because they point to a bigger future. So, stay curious, stay persistent, stay open to iteration. And when the right idea comes, it won't feel forced. It'll feel exciting, it'll feel inevitable, and that's the kind of idea worth building. Here's to discovering the AI idea that changes everything.